Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome in to another production of the Hickory Racing Network. Tonight, Ron Morris Racing's Sunday Funday is on tap for you here late night on a Sunday night on this Labor Day weekend. Hope everybody is enjoying their long weekend. I know I'm going to enjoy the day off tomorrow. But meanwhile, these guys, they don't take a day off. You know them. And we've got some great money racing coming up for you. Sunday, not usually broadcasted for Ron Morris, but I figured we got a big race on Tuesday. We'll talk about that later and throughout the night. And I just figured, you know what? Let's get these guys some more spotlight because Tuesday is going to be massive. It's not a huge field tonight. It's about 17 or so deep. But regardless, and you will see your field flash across your screen here on the top. Regardless, it is still what is going to be a great field tonight. I cannot wait. This is going to be a good one as we get prepped for Tuesday's championship race. I want to say hello to everybody who has come out to watch. Heath Joe Barty chiming in. What's up, Heath? Good to see you. I hope you guys are ready. This is going to be a good one. As we wait for our pole sitter to jump onto the racetrack here, we'll get into your starting grid immediately off the jump here. Get that pesky ticker out of the way. Here we go. Sunday Funday for Ron Morris Racing. On the pole, a time of 55.923. That's Kevin Freeze. You'll see him on Tuesday as he flashes onto the racetrack. To his outside, Kenneth McCullough Jr. in the 0-3. Run number 2 is Dude Conrad, running with the Dale Cup boys tonight. To his outside, Cody Nagels of NBG Motorsports. Cody's teammate, Matthew Baker, our very own from Thursday nights, rolls from the 5th position with Steve Korsick of Dale Cup to his outside. Josh McCullough will roll from 7th tonight with Gabe Butler, another Dale Cup entry. To his outside in 8th, Evan Ray of OSM will line up in 9th tonight, with series owner Ron Morris Jr. rolling from the outside of row number 5 in 10th. Moving back a little bit further as we start to round out your field, Josh Olszewski will start from 11th tonight in the 28. To his outside, it is DJ Thomas in the 20. Andrew Navarro will roll from 13th with Dylan Jones. To his outside in 14th, Matt Lee will roll from 15th, the final NBG entry tonight, with Aubrey Thompson of Blind Squirrel Racing in the 16th position. Michael Clay will roll from 17th with Mark Vondell to his outside in the 59. And rounding out our field tonight is Ryan Baste of OSM. So, we've got 19 guys in here. Like I said, not a massive field, but there are a ton of talented drivers that are in this field tonight that have decided to take on Talladega Superspeedway as we prep for Tuesday night. And if you've been paying attention on the Ghost Racing Network, Tuesday night is Tuesday Night Thunder, and this specific Tuesday is the championship race, and you will not want to miss that one. I'm going to tell you right now, it is a can't-miss event. It is going to be a lot of fun. Myself and Austin Green will be on the call on the Ghost Racing Network, and we'll talk about that, like I said, throughout the night, because there's a lot of storylines that came out of last Tuesday that you're going to see translate through to Tuesday night's race. As 16 guys have a chance at top 8 championship payouts. And obviously some really, really big payouts could come out of that one. But before that, we got some Sunday night racing to do. It's a late night, yeah. It's after 11 o'clock on the East Coast. But regardless, we're going to do some money racing tonight. It's a long weekend. None of us have to get up. Well, at least I know a lot of us don't have to get up early tomorrow. So why not? Let's throw some trucks on track late. Let's put some money on the line. Let's get some payouts going. Almost a full payout tonight. And we'll get to those payouts. It's going to be $150 to the winner. Well, that's based on 25, so it'll scale down a little bit for now. We're going to be looking at about 120 or 125 to the winner if I've scaled it right. 80 or 90 to second, 80 or 90 to third, 50 to fourth, 50 to fifth, somewhere in those ranges. So some good money on the line for a $20 investment tonight. And we got 19 guys looking for those 5 payout spots and some great racers on track at that. And we're getting ready to put them under the green flag for the first time. 40 laps tonight at Talladega. No stages. Just a straight-up sprint race. So here we go. Again, want to welcome in everyone that is tuning in. I want you to be able to chime in, please. Chime in. Let me know how you're feeling tonight on this long weekend, how you're feeling about this race, who you're rooting for, whatever you want to chime in. Let me know as we get ready to get up and get going on a late night, Sunday night. Ron Morris Racing Sunday Funday about to get underway from Talladega Superspeedway. Kevin Freeze into the tri-oval with Kenny McCullough flanking him to his outside. Into the restart zone they come for the first time. Green flag is in the air for Sunday Funday. Coming down to complete the first lap, you saw a big charge out of Dude Conrad in the 8 machine as he pulls to an early lead with the help of Matthew Baker of NBG. Kevin Free is going to have to contend for second for the time being. Now he gets a big surge with Kenny McCullough, but up top, that's where the story is. Cody Nagels in the 6 with a big surge with the help of Steve Karosik and Gabe Butler, the Dale Cup teammates, as these guys are 3 wide already. Getting it early on in this one. Guys a little further back, like, I don't think I like what I see up there. I'm going to hang around, biding my time. It is maybe a little bit early for some of those guys a little further back. 3 wide, 3 by 3. McCullough at the bottom. Now Devin Ray's going to fill that gap in the middle and push Kevin Freeze, but Kenny puts his nose out front. Boy, wouldn't Kenny like to win tonight? Going into Tuesday night, same with Kevin Freeze. Kevin's got some money on the line on Tuesday night. A lot of the guys are in that top 16. It's going to be racing for the Tuesday night championship here in 48 hours. Less than that now. As Freeze back to the lead at the line. Still 3 by 3 all the way back. About 3 rows deep. 9 trucks in this opening draft. Back to Gabe Butler. Following them, Josh McCullough leads the second group that's coming up here trying to fill the gap that they left. Kenny going to the back. Doesn't like what he sees either. Dude Conrad may have to follow him. Matthew Baker was not ready to let him get down. Kevin Freeze out front. It's going to go back to 2 wide for the time being as Kenny slowed up that bottom lane. Devin Ray, quick move on Kevin Freeze. Kevin hung in the middle waiting for some help. Dude Conrad coming to help him. And that's going to allow Cody Nagels to go all the way to the race lead. With the help of Karosik, who will stay up out of line. Cody flicks middle to bottom. And here we're getting dicey early on. RMR Sunday Funday. Steve Karosik going to lead at the line just barely over Cody Nagels. Cody, another guy, going for that championship on Tuesday night. Obviously lost out on the regular season championship to John Ellis last week. Wants to get some revenge. Wants to get his get back. And get his momentum going again with a great run in Tuesday Night Thunder. Top line rolling. Steve Karosik, a big lead. He may drop to the bottom here in front of Cody. He does. Gabe Butler, Kevin Freeze, Dude Conrad, Matthew Baker up top. A little further back, Andrew Navarro tries to make it happen. Not a big field, but a competitive one. This is a lot of the guys you're going to see on Tuesday night. Gabe Butler to the lead in front of his teammate. At least Kevin Freeze to lead the middle line with the help of Dude Conrad, another Dale Cup driver. Dale Cup a strong showing early for those 3 trucks, For now, it is Butler, Karosik that lead the bottom. Freeze and Dude Conrad, the only 2 guys up top. As everybody else just kind of files into line and bides their time. Butler to the top to block Freeze. A little further back, Matt Lee, Andrew Navarro coming to the front in a hurry. I know you saw them flash by at the top of your screen. They're rolling. They're taking up the real estate. Everybody's leaving. Saying, all right, you're going to leave some space. We're going to go to the front. That's exactly what these 2 drivers are doing. They know each other well. Devin Ray says, I want to get up there too. I want to get into this lead draft. So he jumps out of line. But up front, it is all Gabe Butler in the 88. As he drops back down across his teammate, managing temps here at the front of the field, controlling the lines. Matt Lee, Navarro, they want to go all the way up top side. Top shelf with a 0-4 in the 42. And they're going to have a big run. They side drafted. They brought the 8 back just a little bit. They may clear the 25 right here. Matt Lee definitely might. Well, maybe not. They've stalled out about 3 rows deep. This is exactly what Butler and Karosik want to see. This is exactly what the doctor ordered for those 2. As they continue to control the field, Gabe Butler continues to tick laps off the board. Already 6 laps into this Sunday Funday event. Off of turn number 4, Gabe Butler continuing to lead most everybody single file. 16 of the 19 trucks in the field. Make that 17 as Ron Morris pulls in line. It's actually going to be 15 of 19. On the bottom of the racetrack, rolling around the yellow line. Freeze, Conrad, Lee, Navarro, now Butler. Make it 5 trucks on the outside. Everybody else content to run along the yellow line the short way around this 2.66 mile oval, the biggest and baddest on the NASCAR circuit. Butler continuing to lead. A strong effort from the 88. He's got some good power underneath that Guinness machine. All these guys, at least most of these guys that you see on your screen, like I've said, are going to run on Tuesday. Boy, what a momentum break it would be for them if they can get a win tonight going into Tuesday, especially those guys running for the title. Obviously, you want a good run going into that race. That's the first thing on your mind, I think, is driving this race. Butler, quick move, top to bottom, in front of his teammate Karosik because the bottom line faded just a little. That's going to allow Kevin Freeze a big surge to the lead here in the 25. Let's see if he gets it in front of Butler. He will not. Karosik is going to keep his teammate clear. Baker jump ship to the middle line as Baker starts to try to think about what he can make happen. May see if they work with Andrew Navarro here to try to get a third line going. Definitely some of the calmest racing we've seen the last couple of weeks. If you've been with me for any of the Jimmy Crow Dash races, with me and Austin for RMR Tuesday Night Thunder, if you've been with Austin, Baker, or myself for PGR Thursday Night Heat the last few weeks, it seems like at times it's gotten really chaotic, especially at the front of the field. Obviously, last Tuesday's race felt like, last Thursday's PGR race. Oh, big moment. Lee and Conrad got together, and that faded a run from the 0-4 that I think he was going to take 3 wide. He went maybe a little bit late. But back to what I was saying, if you were with me, especially last Thursday, it felt like every incident happened at the front of the field, and there were a lot of them. It was a chaotic race, so this is a nice change of pace for these guys to be running calm, trying to take laps off the board. They know it's 40 laps, not 4. And they've got to have a truck at the end. They want to go get a W. Gabe Butler surging back to the outside of his teammate Karosik. He may get it. No, he will not. Navarro crossed middle to bottom when that shakeup happened, so he's now third on the bottom. Outside is now Butler, Freeze, Conrad, Baker, and Lee. Make that 6 as Kenny McCullough jumps to the outside of the racetrack. Now Devin Ray and an all-white truck. I believe it's Aubrey Thompson a little further back. Jump out as well. Let's see if Ryan Bass goes with him. He does. OSM and Blind Squirrel Racing working together a little further back as they try to make it happen. 10 trucks breaking away up front. It's going to be 13 as McCullough, Olszewski, and Dylan Jones find their way into the fight. And here comes Devin Ray and Aubrey Thompson. They are rolling now all of a sudden. Let's see if they make a third line, see how far they can get. Butler, middle to bottom, in front of his teammate Steve Karosik. It's going to allow Kevin Freeze to surge again once again to the outside. Kevin Freeze in the 25. Trying to make it happen. Some of the best in the business at the front right now. Freeze, Butler, Karosik, Nagels, Dude Conrad, Matthew Baker, Navarro, Matt Lee. The heavy hitters, the normal names, the guys you're used to seeing on a given night in Money Racing are at the front of the field. Here pretty early, Devin Ray abandoned the middle line. Aubrey Thompson going to stay up there. Is going to have some help from Mark Vondel. Bit of a new look on Mark Vondel's truck. We're used to it being a gray or black color. Tonight it is green. So I'm having to get used to that. It took me a second to process. That was Vondel back there. A sharp look on the 59 tonight. Now we're, for the most part, 2 wide, about 7, 8 rows back now. Make it 7. It's going to be 8. As, Josh McCullough, Devin Ray. Whoa. Guys shuffling around just a little bit. Michael Clay is going to make it 8 rows along the top side of the racetrack as he starts to work his way forward. Lap 12 on the board, everybody lockstep. A 190-mile-an-hour traffic jam, 2x2 up front. Everybody pushing the guy in front of them. Trying to get their line to move, and the top line starting to get some energy, starting to get some momentum as they get more trucks lined up. Kevin Freeze, middle to bottom in front of Gabe Butler. It's going to allow Dude Conrad a chance to lead this race once again. With the help of Matthew Baker. Holy cow, what a push by the 5. Matthew Baker, one of the best out there. Now he's got his teammate behind him in the form of Matt Lee in the 0-4. And BG finding a clear point. Pit stops on lap number 12. The window is open. Dude Conrad, Gabe Butler, Steve Karosik, Josh, and Kenny McCullough. Oh, trouble. Olszewski and Morris get together. Devin Ray, Ryan Bass, by the way, also with this group. The trouble with Ron Morris Jr. and Josh Olszewski. Olszewski gets the worst of that deal as Olszewski got loose on the entrance to pit road. Back up front, though. Matthew Baker continues to lead this race. He's got his teammate with him. He's got another teammate a few more rows back. And expect these guys to make their stops here this time by. First group is leaving pits right now. Getting back out onto the racetrack. They have not cycled out now. Duke Conrad hits the pit line. So did these guys make up enough time to maybe cycle out in front of them? We're going to find out. I would expect these guys to pit this time. Here we go. Off of turn number 4, Matthew Baker comes. Will he bring a group to pit road? No, he will not. These guys content to run as one pack. Michael Clay, Mark Mondell continue to try to get it done up top. DJ Thomas starting to lose the draft. I think he's still got the back end of Dylan Jones. Navarro jumps up top trying to get some track position. Other group is out of pit road about 36 seconds behind this group right here, and they are losing time in a hurry, by the way. As long as this group stays in line for the most part, they're going to continue to pick up time. They're going to cycle out in front. That's exactly why they're staying out. Two by two up front, 4 rows deep. And then 2 stragglers in the form of Dylan Jones and DJ Thomas. Another time around. Here we go. Turn 4. Do they pit this time? No. So Baker continues to lead a split strategy here at Talladega. Matt Lee to the lead. He's going to drop in front of his teammate. I think once he gets it right here. There he goes. New leader, Matt Lee. NBG working really well tonight. They look polished, especially these front 2. No offense to Cody, but Baker and Lee have driven their way to the front. Good timing by Baker's mom in the chat. Good to see you out here. Baker running well tonight. In the 5, getting ready for that Tuesday night race. If I saw it correctly, I believe 4 of their 5 trucks are going to be in for that top 8 payout. So no wonder they're in here tuning up, getting ready to go. What a big night it's going to be on Tuesday night. Several different teams, several different drivers, a lot of storylines going for 8 payout spots, and they are big payouts. That's going to be a fun night. And this, just the appetizer for the main course later in the week. It's going to be a great week. As Matt Lee continues to lead, and they continue to pick up time on Kenny McCullough's group. They've lost about 1.5 seconds since they came off pit road. I think that's all because of who this first group has leading, pushing, and as a third. That's the most crucial thing about whether or not you're going to gain time. Now they're going to have to fade around some trucks. They're going to lose a little bit right here, I think, as they fade around the Ron Morris machine as well as the Josh Olszewski machine. They do just fine getting around those 2 trucks, though. Now they'll continue to pick up more time. It is going to be a great week, though, as I was just talking about. We've obviously got this race tonight. We might have some racing action tomorrow night for you, depending on what gets scheduled and what I have going. John Ward may have another race for you. It's not going to be a Little Guys Series race, but it is going to be a race. They're going to take a league week off because of the Labor Day holiday. I'm going to have some content for you here tomorrow night at around 9 p.m. on the East Coast, as we have a fun run for OP Racing Monday night. Come out and join me for that one over on Turn 3 Racing Network, as I'll be on the call for that fun run. I'll talk about that a little bit later on as well. Obviously, Tuesday night is Tuesday Night Thunder. Be on the Ghost Racing Network for that. You're not going to want to miss that race. Thursday night, we've got PGR Thursday Night Heat once again. Coming to you live from Talladega as usual. And then maybe some more stuff later on in the week. Matt Lee continuing to lead. Kenny McCullough had started to shave some time off of that gap. They had lost 2 seconds on this green flag run since they came back out. Let's take a look at that group. Yeah, this is not a big enough group to get much done. They just had to cycle Gabe Butler out to the back of the group. So they're going to continue to lose time on the leaders. Matt Lee out in front. Matthew Baker is pushing. I think he's starting to get hot in that 5 truck. You see him cooling, diving left, right, trying to cool the truck off. It's going to allow Kenny McCullough's group to pick up about 1/10 this time. And you're going to see on your ticker at the top of your screen, they're 38 seconds apart, but I talk about how much they're gaining because when this group decides to pit, it's going to determine whether or not they cycle out in front of Kenny and his group that pit on lap number 12. Lap 19 on the board. It'll be 21 to go next time by, these guys do have to make a pit stop. Kenny's group had started to pick up time. They've had some kind of unknown issue now. Kenny McCullough has had some kind of issue. And unfortunately, it did not register as an incident, but he's got something wrong on the 03. Might have blown the truck up. So problems for Kenny McCullough. And that's going to mean that they lose another half a tenth that they had gained. Here comes that group cycling by him. "21 laps to go from Talladega Superspeedway." You're watching Ron Morris Racing Sunday Funday here on the Hickory Racing Network. Matt Lee continues what has been a great performance for him and his teammate Matthew Baker. How about the run for Aubrey Thompson, running in third currently? If you don't know a lot about Aubrey, he runs quite a bit now. And it's good to see him out here tonight. He's got a good run going for him. He's going to be in a good spot. I think this group is going to get the better end of these pit stops. They're running great lap times right now. About a tenth consistently faster than that second group. That second group, by the way, is only 5 trucks. They actually have more trucks with them that are off the lead lap. At least it's showing them off the lead lap. They may not be. Karosik is with this group. He's not showing on a lead lap. I think he is. Ron Morris has had some kind of problem on the 76 as well. He's fallen away from this group. Yeah, it does seem like Steve got some kind of penalty on the pit stop. He's not showing on the lead lap on my end, so some kind of unknown problem as we click off 22 laps here in Ron Morris Racing Sunday Funday. We're past halfway. And pretty quickly here, I think these guys start to think about pitting. I mean, they're gaining time, yes, and maybe they just run the tank out and pit, hope it works. But you do have to take more fuel. It's going to even out the time the longer these guys run, so we'll see what these guys decide to do up front. It all hinges on the two teammates. I think whatever these two NBG teammates do, I think you're going to see everybody behind them do. If they've committed to running it out, then everyone in this pack is going to run it till the tank runs dry and then come to pit road and attempt to beat that second group out. They have continued to put a little bit of time. It's kind of settled in right at about 39 seconds separating these two packs on the racetrack. Now that group begins to pick up some more time. They've picked up a tenth and a half here just in the last 15 seconds or so. They've cut it underneath 38 and a half seconds, so it continues to fluctuate. But I think this group, putting 2 seconds, those first few laps on that second group, or excuse me, what is going to be the first group that they cycle out, is going to help them in the long run cycle in front of Josh McCullough, Ryan Bass, Gabe Butler, Duke Conrad, Devin Ray, and the others in that group. They've got more trucks. They're able to push a little harder. Matthew Baker obviously pushing really hard in the back of his teammate. So we'll see if they can make it work. Is this the call that wins the race? Are they going to have to take too long on pit road? You obviously got to also avoid penalties. Avoid sliding through your box, stopping short, missing your box altogether, collisions. So much can happen on a pit stop, especially as you increase the number of trucks that are coming to pit road. And I believe that was that second group that you heard at the tail end of that camera shot, and it was. As this group, the first group, is really putting time on them now. Back up close to 39 seconds separating these two groups, and as we pass pit road once again, still no commitment from Matt Lee, Matt Baker, or anybody in this first group. So they've committed to it. When the tank runs dry, they're going to pit. And this is going to be a tough group to beat. Look at the names you got in this group. Matt Lee, Matthew Baker, Kevin Freeze, Cody Nagel, Dylan Jones, Andrew Navarro, Aubrey Thompson, DJ Thomas, Mark Vondell, and Michael Clay. That is the group of 10 that have stayed on the racetrack. The gap continuing to widen. Another 2/10 put on by this front group as Baker is able to push for another couple laps. He cooled the truck off. You see him peeking out of line down the backstretch. That's to cool off the temperatures. And you'll see him do that. He's one of the best at managing his temperatures, being able to manage when he can push, when he has to jump out of line. Keeping the truck right on the edge. That's what you want to do, is keep it right on the edge. You don't have to cool it all the way down. You just have to cool it down enough. Okay, I can push for another half a lap. Okay, I got to back off. I got to peek out. Okay, I can push for another half a lap. That's what you have to do. Matthew Baker, certainly one of the best at doing just that, especially when he's able to communicate with his teammate. Field puts Kenny McCullough a lap down. Actually, might be several laps down for McCullough. 15 laps to go. Ron Morris Racing Sunday Funday at Talladega. A quick sprint race for you tonight. Not a long event, but nonetheless, it's gone green all the way, and that's probably why it seems so short. Off turn number 4 once again. 15 laps to go. 38.7 seconds. 38 7/10 back to the second group. 14 laps to go from Talladega Superspeedway. You're watching RMR Sunday Funday on the Hickory Racing Network. Glad you're here on a Sunday night on this wonderful Labor Day weekend. Thank you for choosing to spend some of your evening with us as we get some late night money racing in here. Field pulls to the top of the racetrack to get some draft on the back of Ron Morris. You're going to see them fade back to the bottom. Just trying to run some better lap times, and it helped them. Another 2/10. Off of turn number 4, once again, yet another lap in the books. We've gone green. 26 laps of this 40-lap event. Obviously not going to be content to run like this too long. Obviously just doing this to get to the pit stop. But nonetheless, these guys just ticking off laps. 13 laps to go now inside of that. And it is still all Matt Lee in the 0-4 at the front. NBG 1, 2, and 4. Mains team 3 and 5. Then you have Navarro. And then you'll find Thompson, DJ Thomas, Mark Vondell, Michael Clay. NBG 3 trucks in the field tonight, all 3 inside the top 4. So they're in a good spot for this pit stop. They are pretty great at making a quick pit stop. Getting down, getting their work done, getting out, and hooking back up. Kevin Freese is also very good at that, and he has the benefit of having the first pit box, which we've seen work so well so many times. Could easily win Kevin the race tonight should he have a good enough stop. Just got to execute. You got to execute it down to a T. It's stressful. I'll tell you, from my own experience, it's so stressful. Trying to get onto pit road, make sure you hit your box, hit the sign, and then get out without spinning the tires, get all the way around on the apron, get hooked back up, get lined back up, and go. There's a lot that happens in that about minute-and-a-half sequence. And you could very easily make a mistake. Speed on the pit entry, penalty. Speed halfway down pit road, thinking about your stop, penalty. Speeding on exit, penalty. Unsafe pit exit coming up on the track, maybe just dipping 2 tires onto the racing surface while trying to blend, penalty. And obviously you have crashes, sliding through your box like I've kind of talked about. It's a game of inches, and it's a game of perfection. And these guys up front have done this so many times, it's almost instinct for them. It's habit for them. But that does not mean you're going to be perfect every single time. Mistakes still happen. That's why you'll see these guys practice it sometimes. Superspeedway racing is an art, and it's an art I'm glad I can bring you tonight. But it is still an art. Requires perfect execution. Here we go. Matt Lee still leading the field here at Talladega. They put another 2/10 on that second group. 10 laps to go from RMR Sunday Funday. We do expect this first group to still have to come to pit road. It's 10 trucks deep as we run. Over 39 seconds back to the first group. You're probably looking at what is going to be the race leaders when they do come to pit road. A fully clean race up to this point. But once we hit this pit stop, I promise you it's going to get a little bit wild, so buckle up. Get ready for the pit stop. Because what's going to happen after that is going to be can't miss. Matt Lee off turn number 4. Again, they bypass pit road. You got to be getting close to that window. Even on a full tank, you only get about... If it's a full tank, you do get 40 laps or so. I don't believe it's a full tanker. I don't think we would have seen that first group come to pit road. So we'll see. Nine laps to go. At Talladega, the top 10 completely unchanged. No one's even dared try the top line for the last about maybe 15 laps, 16 laps. Baker peeking out, looking for temps. 39.5 seconds now separate this group from the McCullough group. Here they come. Pit stops. 9 laps to go at Talladega, and notably, Kevin Freese is going to stay on the racetrack, but NBG, DJ Thomas, Aubrey Thompson, Mark Vondell, and Michael Clay are in. Freese, Jones, Navarro stay on the racetrack. I don't think they're going to be able to run good enough lap times as a group of 3, depending on how close Navarro can get. Obviously, Jones not able to push Kevin Freese super hard right now. He's got no help on the bottom. No help. They're going to try. It's going to be awfully tough. Now, it's going to be seeing where that group comes off pit road. Here they come. NBG. Kenny McCullough's actually going to be with them. Then DJ Thomas. It's going to be interesting to see if he has the draft. And I believe he's going to, but depending on how fast those guys get hooked up, we're going to see. So we can look at Aubrey Thompson. There's the McCullough group. Well, they're going to beat out Michael Clay, Aubrey Thompson. They're going to blend with Vondell. They are not going to beat these guys up here. And actually, DJ is going to lose the front group. Oh, boy, a little bit of a scramble back there around Vondell as Josh McCullough struggled to get around him. Freese, Navarro, Jones on pit road. Now you watch. As these guys come off pit road. Here they come. Is it enough? Freese, Navarro, and Dylan Jones. Here come the NBG guys through the tri-oval. It's going to be awfully close. Here they are into turns 1 and 2. They're still on the apron. They're gassing it. They're all the way to the floor trying to stay in front of the NBG trucks. You hear them in the background of your frame. I think they did. I think they beat them. Unbelievable work by Navarro, Jones, and Freese, and they cycle the lead with 7 laps to go at Talladega. Now, the benefit, what NBG has going for them. They're going to have the draft. They're not out of this. And they are flying. And when I say flying, they are flying. They are within about 5/10 of the back bumper of Kevin Freese, still going to be rolling 3 in a row. When they get to him, they're going to jump immediately to the outside. These guys are rolling in a hurry. They are there. 6 laps to go from Talladega, and it's going to be a 7-truck run for 5 money spots. Baker and lead to the outside. Now Nagels goes with him. Thomas looking to follow him to the middle line. I don't know if he's got the help to get to Cody, but he's going to certainly try. Nope, now he goes back bottom to hook back up with Kenny McCullough. He's trying his best. Is DJ Thomas. Baker surges to the race lead in the 5. The second group is starting to somewhat close the gap as they're lined up. Josh McCullough, Ryan Bass, Devin Ray. In that second group, looking to make things a little bit interesting. They might have the draft off Kenny here. Kenny might be bridging that gap, trying to get them closer. So hang on, we may not have this settled just yet. Maines and Navarro on the bottom. NBG and DJ Thomas up top. 5 laps to go from RMR Sunday Funday. And I'll tell you what, Kenny has dropped quite a ways back trying to bring Josh McCullough and the OSM boys into this. Thomas thought about going bottom behind Kevin Freeze. Stays to the middle instead. Here comes Josh McCullough and the OSM teammates. Navarro to the top to block Baker. Bottom's going to fade. Where do they go here in turn 3? And does Navarro go back down, try to help him? Not yet. He's going to stay top, block NBG. McCullough to the top. He's going to take DJ Thomas, I think, all the way out. They go 3 wide, but Thomas may have just stalled their run. Navarro continues to lead. Dylan Jones coming along with him for second, but that bottom line's going to fade in a hurry. Middle line's got the big advantage in number of trucks. Navarro to the lead. Baker takes the move before him. Matthew Baker to the bottom with 4 laps to go from Talladega. That leaves Navarro to be pushed by Baker's teammate Matt Lee. Baker leads for a moment. DJ Thomas still stalling the run of the 05 and the 73 Ryan Bass. Devin Ray trying to get into this. If Devin Ray can get into this fight, he can give his teammate some help. But he can't quite get to the back of the 73. Matthew Baker up front, along with Andrew Navarro. When do the NBG trucks hang out Andrew Navarro? Does DJ Thomas go with him? Do they even go for it? I don't know. With their teammate out front, I don't know if they do that, but I'm sure knowing NBG, they will. They're going to bide their time, though. Matthew Baker's going to pull to a pretty decent lead. Does Dylan Jones take it if he gets clear? DJ Thomas has been the most impressive to me, being able to hang with the big boys tonight. He's going to be in a position to go for one of the money spots. But it's still the heavy hitters after all. Inside 3 laps to go from Talladega Superspeedway as Matthew Baker once again is clear for the lead. He does not go up. Now McCullough gets to the back of DJ Thomas, starts to take away the options for the NBG teammates running second and third in the outside line. Do they take it and hang Navarro out? Or do they stay where they are and just try to push Navarro to a race win? McCullough and Baste have to jump back in line. I think the benefit for Lee and Nagels, they know Thomas is going to go with them wherever they go. He's been hooked to their back bumpers all night. It's 10 trucks for 5 cash spots as Devin Ray has entered the conversation. 4th on the bottom behind Kevin Freeze. 2 laps to go. If we get back to the white flag, the race is official. Matthew Baker and Andrew Navarro side by side trading the lead. Oh, bottom line got on the apron just a little bit. That's going to fade them just a little. Do they decide to go? Yes, they do. But it's not Matt Lee that goes. It's Nagels that hangs out his teammate. The problem is they have no help. Matt Lee wasn't able to make that move in time. So they're going to go backwards unless they get a third truck, and I just don't think they're going to. The OSM boys have been hooked to Josh McCullough all night. Let's see if Lee goes up once he gets it right here. I think he will. I think he may be just a little bit late to the punch. Baker up in front of Navarro. Dylan Jones to the bottom now with the help of his teammate Kevin Freeze. Back into the trial. Will this Lee go when they get it? Nagels and Thomas still trying to hang tough on the outside. Now they've got a third truck. White flag. 1 lap to go from Talladega. Baker to the bottom in front of Dylan Jones. They've got a third truck in the outside line. Do they have enough time to wind it up? Cody Nagels side drafting hard, trying to get some help from Ryan Bass. Does Bass stay in line? No, he does not. Lee was peeking. Nothing there. Trouble. Freeze gets turned. Nagels and Thomas are involved. Several guys spinning along the back straightaway. Josh McCullough spins. And now up front, the scramble begins. Matthew Baker now leads, but he's got Jones behind him who's going to want to go for it. He does. Baker 1 block, Baker 2 blocks. Now he's got Navarro with him. Does Navarro go middle? No, Navarro's going to have to settle to push Baker. Dylan Jones now is going to go for it. Does Lee take a look? He does. To the outside comes Matthew Lee at the line. Dylan Jones wins Sunday Funday. Dylan Jones, Matt Lee, Devin Ray, your top 3 tonight. Great move by Dylan Jones in turn number 4. We'll go back and take a quick look at this move out of turn 4 by Dylan Jones. He was able to get the job done. This is the outside. Navarro goes with him. Baker blocked once, tried to block the second one, knew he wasn't going to be able to pull it off. Jones actually had to be pushed by Matt Lee. Matt Lee does take a look, but it's a little bit too too late. The driver of the 0-4, Devin Ray, actually takes a look to the middle as well. It doesn't get anything going. And Lee has to settle for second. What a race. No cautions. Fully clean racing. And Dylan Jones is just going to pull it to pit road. No celebration for the driver of the 11. All right, well, I was hoping we'd get your top 3 for interviews. None of them are here. If you are watching, you're one of the top 3. I know Devin likes to watch these races. Come on over and jump in a channel over here, and we'll get to talk to you for a quick second. And if you will give me just 1 second, I'll go try to grab these guys. We'll be right back just briefly. All right, while we wait on those guys, we use the old school pager up here now. We did get something out to those guys as we wait for them. We will go through your finishing results while we wait for those guys. We'll make it quick so we don't keep these guys too terribly late. On this Sunday night, we'll go through your finishing results here briefly. Dylan Jones with the victory tonight in Ron Morris Racing Sunday Funday. Matt Lee goes second for NBG, with Devin Ray getting a nice podium finish for the 22 tonight for OSM. Matthew Baker has to settle for 4th. Andrew Navarro rounding out your money spots in the 5th position. Ryan Baste for OSM is 6th. DJ Thomas in 7th. Kevin Freeze remains in 8th. Gabe Butler in 9th. And Dude Conrad rounds out your top 10. Cody Nagels finishes 11th. Aubrey Thompson in the 12th position. Mark Vondell in 13th. Michael Clay in 14th. Josh McCullough 15th. Steve Korosek 16th. Josh Olszewski 17th. Kenny McCullough 18th. Round out your field tonight, Ron Morris Jr. All right. Let's go take a look and see if we've got those guys ready to go. We've got 2 of them. We don't yet have Devin Ray, so we'll wait on Devin. We'll get the first 2 real quickly first, and then we'll see if Devin jumps in. Maybe we get a chance to talk to him in a brief moment. So that means we're going to start with the man who finished second tonight, the Clinton Main driver, Matt Lee, into the 0-4. Let's get him in here, see what he's got to say about his effort tonight. Hey, Matt Lee, it's Dawson up in the booth. You got a copy?
Gotcha.
Well, it's a good effort for you tonight. You had to look at the win there. You come home second. You guys get 2 of the 5 money spots there for NBG. First off, take me through your night and how y'all's race went.
Yeah, that was a fun race. It was kind of cool playing out the 2 different strategies of the field there, and like we all met up back together. So it was a good laugh about that. Those guys did a hell of a job making time like we did, and I'm surprised that it was that close. So fun race.
Certainly was very fun to see those 2 strategies play out, and kind of take me through what brought you guys to decide to stretch the fuel out there. I mean, obviously we saw the first group pit on lap 12. I figured you guys would follow them on the next lap. Just kind of, take me through what the communication was with your team deciding to run it long.
When we saw them pit, I mean, we were lined up pretty well in a team group there where we could make up some time, really pushing hard and keeping the truck cool, and so we opted to go that route, and it almost paid off. I mean, they barely caught us, so I think a little better executed at the beginning of the run. We shuffled the truck out there that was slowing us down a little bit, I think. So that's kind of how it played out for us.
Yeah, and it was a great effort by you guys. I was kind of watching the time and watching how much time you guys were putting on the second group. I didn't know if they were going to catch you guys, but they do. Take me through the last lap. Obviously, it was a little bit crazy. Your teammate Baker there has the lead, tries to block, didn't get it. Did you have a little bit better look at the win, or were you just kind of going to settle for where you finished?
Yeah, I mean, we're coming to the finish there, and I'm digging for what I can get to. Love Baker, love the team, and all that stuff. But it's good to finish up front as well. But he was just in a bad position with no momentum going forward there, and we weren't going to kill him to get him going again. I wasn't going to.
Well, yeah, and certainly it's still a great effort for you. Finished in second, nonetheless, a great warm-up for Tuesday night. So while we have you here, anybody you want to thank or shout out?
Yeah, I got to just thank Scott over at Martin Sports. Anyone looking for jerseys, sim racing gloves, anything like that, check them out, martinsports906.com. And the guys at Premier Race just set up shop.
All right, well, we appreciate you talking to us. We'll let you go enjoy that second place finish, and we'll see you on Tuesday.
Have a good night.
That's Matt Lee in the 0-4. We'll move next to your third place finisher. We're going to go backwards because he did finally jump over here. That is going to be Mr. Devin Ray in the 22. Going to get a good opportunity to talk to him here for the first time, at least while I've been doing this. Hey, Devin Ray, it's Dawson up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. What's going on?
Man, it was a good night overall for a lot of you guys. You guys pull a second strategy out of your hat there. You come home third in that last lap scramble. Take me through your race and how you're feeling.
Man, there for a minute with coming out of the pits and the lead changes back and forth is with us getting hot. I was watching the ticker. I was like, we're losing time. But I guess when they come out of the pits, all of them didn't line up, together. We ended up catching them there, and I went out with Josh and Ryan there trying to make the third line once or twice, but it didn't come together. And then I went to the inside. I think he's upset with me, but it is what it is, and I had to do what I had to do at that time, and seen the line at the bottom behind Kevin there, so it was push, all or nothing there at the end. I'm stoked finally got to come up here and talk to you.
Yeah, it's certainly great to get to talk to you here for the first time, at least in the time that I've been doing this, and kind of take me through y'all's strategy decision. We saw you guys pit early. I figured we'd see some of the heavier hitters per se, like the MBG guys pit early, and they decided to run it long. So kind of take me through what was the communication in making the first move, making them react to what you guys did.
Yeah, honestly, it's kind of following McCullough's there with just me and Ryan being as small a team as we are. So I told him, I just kind of ride it out. I said I always pit, with the first crew there, and they dove off, so it was all or nothing at that point.
It certainly was all or nothing. You guys come all the way back, get the job done, and man, where does this take you? I mean, I know you said it's the first time you've gotten to talk to me.
Absolutely.
It's obviously been a long time coming, so just kind of take me through where this takes you from here.
Hopefully more interviews with you, bud. So, I mean, it's usually you're up front and end up getting dumped out or something like that. But, man, hopefully it takes me up 2 more spots the next time I talk to you.
Certainly hope to see that here in the future as well. We'll let you go celebrate this finish here in just a second, but real quick while we have you, anybody you want to thank?
Yes, sir. I got to thank BB for giving me this opportunity with OSM, One Stop Motorsports. Ryan, good teammate. It's just Kenny and all them guys over there with McCullough for the tips and, tricks and info. Jason Main's also been a good one to feed me some information on the do's and the don'ts. I hadn't been in money racing too long, but you got to soak all that stuff in. If not, you're just a sitting duck out here.
Well, absolutely, and thanks for talking to us. Congrats on that third place finish. Hopefully we're talking to you again soon.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
That was Devin Ray in the 22. Last guy we're going to talk to here briefly tonight, and that is going to be your race winner, Mr. Dylan Jones. We're going to see how he's feeling right about now, so we get him up here for a quick word. Hey, Dylan Jones, it's Dawson up in the booth. You got a copy?
Sure do.
Well, what a run for you tonight. Great move on that last lap to get the job done. You come away with a pretty big win going into Tuesday night. Just take me through how you're feeling.
Pretty good. I finish up front quite a bit here, but I usually don't get a lot of wins, so we had to try and do a little shake and bake on Baker there. He should have kept with the block. I think he was clear, but he gave us a little bit of room there, and we were able to pull it off.
Yeah, you guys were. You obviously make the strategy work there at the end of the race. You guys run it long and get the job done. So kind of, take me through what the communication was like for you guys. Obviously, you saw that group dive off on lap 12, and we got to talk to Matt Lee about this just a little bit ago. But I want to hear your perspective from a different team of kind of how you guys were reacting when that first group dove off and how you guys decided to run the strategy long.
We just stayed out. You kind of watched the lap times a little bit, see what's going on. We pretty much were staying even with the other groups, so we just stayed out there, and then we wanted to stay a lap extra, just the less cars all pitting at once, the safer you all are, so that was the strategy there.
Well, absolutely. And it's working out for you. You get the job done. Boy, what a clean race it was tonight. Just kind of, what was the change in mindset out there by the drivers? Are you guys talking to each other? What changed throughout the night? Because the last couple of weeks we've seen some chaos. So what changed? What was different?
No fast repair. Scares everyone a little bit. I know I'm a little bit worried. And then it just kind of depends on how the race is going out and how aggressive people were early in the race with how people are going to race each other at the end of the race. You get somebody mad at you lap 1, it might come bite you at lap 40.
Well, absolutely, and luckily not a lot of chaos tonight. And sometimes that's the kind of race we need. You end up getting the job done. We'll let you go celebrate here in just a second. But while we have you, anybody you want to thank or shout out?
Just thank Ron for putting these on for us, and you for putting on the broadcast. I'll have to go check it out.
Oh, absolutely. Enjoy that win. Congratulations. It's a great moment for you, and we will talk to you soon.
Thanks.
That was Dylan Jones in the 4, getting the job done tonight. A big win for him going into Tuesday, as they are in contention for some big payouts. Tuesday Night Thunder. Well, all right, another great night of racing. Boy, you cannot say enough about how great a race that was. I love strategy racing. I talk about it a lot. If you watch any of my other broadcasts, you talk about, well, I hope it goes to a pit stop. I hope it goes to a pit cycle. Tonight's did, and you saw how interesting the racing was. Can that second group catch the first group? Will that first group be able to blend out in front of them? Are they going to have a good pit stop? Are there going to be any penalties? It's just so interesting to see these kinds of races run long, get into green flag runs, and allow these guys an opportunity to pit and execute some strategy. It's something we don't get to see a lot of anymore. I'm glad we got to see it tonight. It was certainly an incredible night of racing. No cautions. I don't know if you noticed, we had 0 cautions tonight in 40 laps, and that's quite the achievement for these guys. It's been a couple weeks where it's been a lot of chaos. Tonight we were able to calm down and just have what was a start to finish really great race. I hope you've enjoyed everyone that came out. It was a lot of fun. This was a last-minute thing for me, but wanted to jump on and do it going into Tuesday. It's a big week, and obviously with it being the holiday weekend, wanted to get some more racing product out there to the eyes of the viewers. These guys deserve every single second of it. And certainly tonight's race deserved the eyes. The 19 truck field put on a really, really incredible race. Coming up this week, like I said, Tuesday Night Thunder on the Ghost Racing Network. Join me and Austin for the call, and expect to see a lot more of me over there on the Ghost Racing Network. That's just a little sneak peek. I'm not going to say too much, but me and Austin going to be on the call for that one. Thursday Night Heat, back for PGR with Austin and what should be Matthew Baker back in the booth for the call on that race on Thursday night. And some more content coming your way from my channel as well. Stay tuned, everyone. Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming out in the chat. And thanks for hanging with me. Let me ramble to you about some racing. Congrats again to Dylan Jones on what is a huge win. And with that, my name is Dawson Wise. You've been watching the Hickory Racing Network. Have a great Labor Day holiday, everyone. Enjoy the day off if you do get the day off. Enjoy your week. And we will see you back here on Tuesday night for Tuesday Night Thunder. Good night.